Today's program is brought to you by OTCStockShark.com. For the latest and greatest OTC and Pink Sheets information, sign up for your account at OTCStockShark.com. Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.
In today's financial news, General Motors earned $865 million in the first quarter, its first profit since 2007. After last year's government-sponsored bankruptcy allowed the carmaker to wipe away many of its long-standing burdens. GM said revenue was up 40% to $31.5 billion, and it had positive cash flow of $1 billion. The results show that GM is on track to become a public company again as soon as the fourth quarter, allowing the government to recover more of the billions of dollars it spent preventing GM's collapse. The company earned $1.2 billion before interest and taxes in North America, the region where GM has sustained most of its losses in recent years. In the fourth quarter, GM lost $3.4 billion in North America. The overall profit for the first quarter compares with a loss of $6 billion by the old GM a year ago.
In U.S. news, in Nashville, Tennessee, the Grand Ole Opry House has been stripped to its concrete foundation as workers try to repair damage from flooding about 2 weeks ago. The stage, including a historic 6-foot circle of floorboards from the old Ryman Auditorium stage, has been removed along with pews that served as seats on the house floor. That Ryman wood is considered the heart of country music by some, and its status as it sat under 4 feet of water was a big concern for country music stars and fans. Grand Ole Opry president Steve Buchanan said during a tour with reporters that a few coats of varnish helped the circle survive, though the rest of the stage was destroyed. The tour showed a building that was eerily empty and dark, but already in the midst of extensive repairs. All things touched by water that couldn't be cleaned have been stripped, and every single artifact, costume, instrument, and piece of archival material that wasn't rescued May 2nd when the flood started to creep in has been shipped out for cleaning, repair, or restoration. Key pieces taken to safety include the fiddle Roy Acuff played during his first Opry show, the shoes Minnie Pearl wore for more than 50 years of performances, and the steamboat whistle founder George Hay blew to signal the start of shows. The Opry has also housed the personal instruments, costumes, and gear of performers and employees, and those are getting attention as well. Workers have already removed all carpets, drywall up to the level of the flooding, wood trim damaged by the water, and electrical and technical fixtures. Large clear plastic tubes snake through hallways, carrying air into the muggy building. The fountain donated by Minnie Pearl was spouting cool, clear water, and the door to the Acuff dressing room still has the placard with a line from the Opry patriarch, "Ain't nothing gonna come up today that me and the Lord can't handle." That quote pretty much starts up the attitude of Buchanan and his staff.
In today's international news, Iran announced an agreement to ship some of its nuclear fuel to Turkey in a deal that could offer a short-term solution to its nuclear standoff with the West, or prove to be a tactic aimed at derailing efforts to bring new sanctions against Tehran. The deal, negotiated by Turkey and Brazil, calls for Iran to ship 2,640 pounds of low-enriched uranium to Turkey, where it would be stored. In exchange, after 1 year, Iran would have the right to receive about 265 pounds of material enriched to 20% from Russia and France. The terms mirror a deal with the West last October that fell apart when Iran backtracked, but it's far from clear that the Obama administration will agree to it now, in part because Iran has continued to enrich uranium, adding to its stockpiles. In October, the 2,640 pounds that Iran was supposed to ship out of the country represented about 2/3 of its stockpile of nuclear fuel, enough to ensure that it would not retain sufficient nuclear material to make a weapon.
In entertainment news, NBC's Chuck and ABC's V will get renewed for next season despite modest ratings. Both shows are expected to receive 13 episode orders rather than full season 22 episode orders. NBC's Heroes and ABC's other sci-fi freshman drama Flash Forward remain in question, however, with the former possibly receiving a short season order and later very unlikely to return. Also in entertainment news, long-running TV crime series Law & Order was reported to have been canceled by network NBC after 20 seasons. NBC declined to confirm or deny a report on industry website www.deadlinehollywood.com that said the show would not return as part of the network's 2010-2011 lineup starting in September. The finale of the 20th season is due to be aired on May 24th. Law & Order is one of U.S. television's most enduring series and currently ties with 1960s Western Gunsmoke as the longest-running primetime drama. Both boast a 20-season run. Audiences for Law & Order have slipped in recent years to around 8 million viewers per episode, from more than 18 million in 2002. NBC, which will present its new slate of programming to advertisers in New York next week, has ordered 3 new drama series and at least 3 new comedies for the new season as it seeks to restock its scripted shows after last year's failed attempt to put comedian Jay Leno on 5 nights a week in prime time. NBC is owned by General Electric, but is expected to be folded into a $30 billion joint venture with #1 U.S. cable operator Comcast in a deal awaiting U.S. federal government approval.
Nothing is sexier than a strong, toned body. And nothing builds great bodies better than a genuine Bowflex home gym. Because only Bowflex home gyms have Power Rod technology, the secret to getting a strong, sculpted body fast.
I was absolutely seeing results almost immediately.
I love the results that I've seen.
It's probably the best home gym workout I've ever seen.
Call for a free DVD that shows how to get the results you want faster than you ever thought possible.
You can't diet your way to a body like this, but in just 20 minutes, 3 times a week, you can be a stronger, sexier you.
Have one delivered for $0 down and pay as little as $10 a month. Call now for a free DVD that shares the Power Rod secret of building a strong, fit body.
I think women with muscles are beautiful.
Those are Bowflex guns, that's right.
To get a Bowflex body, get a genuine Bowflex Power Rod home gym. Get started. Call now.
In today's tech news, coincidences sure are funny. Booz Allen Hamilton, the defense contractor that's become synonymous with the idea that the U.S. is getting its butt kicked in an ongoing cyber war, has racked up more than $400 million worth of deals in the past 6 weeks to help the Defense Department fight the digital conflict. Everyone in the Pentagon, from Defense Secretary Bob Gates on down, says that the military needs to cut its reliance on outside contractors. But few firms are as well connected as Booz Allen, the one-time management consultancy that today pulls in more than $2.7 billion in government work. Back in February, for instance, former National Security Agency Director and Booz Allen Hamilton, as well as an Executive Vice President, Mike McConnell, declared that the United States is fighting a cyber war today, and we are losing. The White House's Information Secretary Czar is one of many experts who call such rhetoric overheated at best. That hasn't stopped Booz Allen from pocketing hundreds of millions of dollars from Washington to wage those battles.
In health news, therapists for years have listened to patients blame parents for their problems. Now there is growing interest in the other side of the story. What about the suffering of parents who are estranged from their adult children? While there are no official tallies of parents whose adult children have cut them off, there is no shortage of headlines. The Olympic gold medal skier Lindsey Vonn reportedly hasn't spoken to her father in at least 4 years. The actor Jon Voight and his daughter Angelina Jolie were photographed together in February for the first time since they were estranged in 2002. Joshua Coleman, a San Francisco psychologist who is an expert on parental estrangement, says it appears to be growing more and more common, even in families who haven't experienced obvious cruelty or traumas like abuse and addiction. Instead, parents often report that a once close relationship has deteriorated after a conflict over money, a boyfriend, or built up resentments about a parent's divorce or remarriage. Friends, other family members, and therapists can often help a parent cope with the loss of an estranged child. So can patience. Reconciliation usually takes many conversations, not just one.
In today's Green News, a new report from Partners in Flight shows that about 17% of North American land bird species are facing rapid declines, due not in small part to habitat loss in their winter grounds in Mexico, where 84% of the imperiled species spend much of their time. The imperiled birds include 124 species that are mostly found in Mexico, like the thick-billed parrot and the horned guan. The study also identified 24 species from the United States and Canada as imperiled, including the Krulian warbler, the black swift, and the Canada warbler. Partners in Flight have outlined a 3-nation plan to help protect North American bird species. The top 2 prominent steps include developing a network of protected areas, especially in tropical and pine oak forest of Mexico, to support the land birds of high concern. The second plan is to use sustainable agriculture, forestry, and urban planning practices to protect core areas of habitat in the midst of working landscapes. Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.